this month. Just had a chance to look those over. Questions? Comments? Financials? No, we're not voting. Any questions about those?
Yeah, Sweet Streams Downtown Program Expenses, what was that?
That was for the, grant that, I don't remember which one exactly the name.
Facade grant,
Oh, okay,
all the stores fixed up their
Okay.
front of their
thank
buildings.
you, and, so let's see. And Emmy's Restaurant, was that a Christmas gathering?
It was.
That's what I figured it was. Okay, thank you.
Janet and I will be, on the phone together, going over the budget to see where we are versus the budget. And this, we're halfway through the budget year. And we'll be looking that over, make sure we're staying within our budget line items. Water sewer report.
Good evening. Water report, we're holding our own, we're doing good. We had some cold spells, we've got some very cold spells coming first part of next week. We do have a couple very, very small, service line leaks, and we're trying to get those worked in. Had one of our personnel out for a solid week with RSV. He's back, kinda trying to get back in the groove. Sewer report, we are holding our own on it. This snow showed a lot of I&I, whenever we had, but the project is starting here soon, for that, rehab, and that should take care of that. The street sign posts have been put in. I'm still looking, of course, Shelbyville was shut down, the streets department was shut down for a whole month of December, it seems like. So I'm still getting the signs for those. Other than that, for streets, sewer, and water. Water, we're gonna start looking into these taps that nobody is paying on. We're gonna start sending out letters, either they're gonna start paying on them, or they're gonna come back to the town. There's not many, there's a handful, but we need to tidy that up, get that taken care of. Other than that, that's all I got.
Any questions?
Yeah, could I ask you, I asked you a while back about that hole on 82 on the left, where that street is.
That was part of the water model. That never happened. That's where we was gonna put one of our sensors for the water model.
So that's the reason the hole needs to stay open?
That's where that line is.
So the hole can't be filled in at this point?
Well, we're still working on the water model, so until then, pretty well, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing further, fire report.
For the month of December, we did have our Christmas dinner. We entertained, I can't remember how many people it was several. The fire department also took a family of 8 and supplied them their whole Christmas, from Christmas dinner from the youngest to the oldest, for Christmas presents and the whole 9 yards. So thank you all that donated for that. We had one mutual aid. We had one standby for War Trace, one standby for Bedford County, 12 medical calls, one false alarm, 3 motor vehicles, and 1 fire. Personnel hours for the hall standby or training, we had 46 man hours. Run hours, 48 and a half, for a total of 94 and a half man hours for the month of December. At the end of the year, we'd like to kind of just go over everything is broke down. We'd like to let y'all know what we've done for the year. Medical calls by the month, January through December. Our busiest month is December and January. Coming in next is November and July for 15 to 13 calls a month. What else we got here? Days of the week, we break it down for days of the week. Our busiest day is Tuesday and Friday, 41, 42 calls for the year. Stay home on Tuesdays and Fridays. Types of response needed. Our biggest one was our 1042s and our brush fires. We had 23 structure calls last year. And that does incorporate, I believe, does that not incorporate mutual aid as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. We also break it down to the time of day. 20 calls were from 6 to 8 o'clock at night. 19 calls from noon to 1. And we have them broke down if you do want to see that. We had a training. We are doing all of our new SCBAs are being tested next week. Junior firefighters had a meeting this Saturday, but it got kind of slowed out. So they're chomping at the bit. We do have one new recruit coming on the volunteer side. And I think that's it.
Thank you very much. Planning Commission report.
So, planning commission, the Article 3, which will be brought up under old business, will be voted on for the second reading. And the two places that needed corrected have been corrected in that. And then also at the meeting, we went through Article 5, and that will be coming down to us next to approve.
All right, I think that's it. Question about that. Parks and Rec.
Just a couple of things to report this month. We had about 20 replacement trees, honorarium trees, and other replacement trees around the park that, because of the very dry fall we didn't get around to putting those in early. We started to catch up now, so we're almost 50% caught up on those. We still have about 10 to 12 that we need to put in yet. And we also prepared the Tree City USA application, submitted that in December. And it has been endorsed by the State Forestry Division. We're still waiting to hear from the Arbor Foundation for final approval on that. And then the master plan that Janie's been instrumental in working on, it's still in progress. Anything you wanted to add specifically on that? I know that we've already had some consultation on it, looking at the elements of it.
Right, TDEC's Outdoor Recreation Division looked at it, and they want it to be more fleshed out than what we had before. We had the bare minimum requirements trying to get ready for this grant cycle, but then it turned out that we didn't put in we didn't put in an intent to apply for this grant trails and facilities parks cycle. So we have some more time to flesh it out and just put background information and, a little more meat on the bones for that. So we're still gonna do it we're not chomping at the bit as much. This is the time.
Yeah, please.
One other thing I forgot to mention to Craig, again, we've done this for, I think, 5 years in a row. On Daffodil Day, we're participating in Tennessee Tree Day again as a pickup site. So people buy trees, from the state nursery to plant at their, on their properties. And I think I saw a note the other day that across the state, they already had almost 50,000 pre-purchased. I mean, it's nominal, a few dollars a tree, but we've done it for 5 years and have a pretty big site for us.
Any questions of Park and Rec? Historical Committee? Beautification Committee?
We will be replacing the V-City USA signs. Over time, I purchased ones that were too wide, and they've kind of, the wind from cars is kind of, it split one and it's messed up the other, so we'll be ordering new V-City USA signs to put up at more like 12 by 18, so the wind won't get it. And we'll probably be posting a volunteer opportunity to cut back the mums since all that's done, and since we have some weather that's not really horrible coming up.
Arts Council?
There's nothing to, I said there's nothing to report tonight.
Friends of the School?
As of January 1 or December 31, we have $33,522.39 in the bank. We received a check yesterday for $321 for the third load of aluminum cans that were taken off. We had 374 pounds worth of aluminum taken out yesterday. And the price was up, it was at 86 cents a pound yesterday, it's the highest it's been. We, on behalf of the city, did the intent to apply application for the plans for the school building. Here is the town's copy, if you pass that to Lisa. I printed one, so you have one.
We've got that under new business,
Okay.
that part of it, so.
Okay, only other thing I want to make you aware of is we have the murder mystery dinner theater planned. We moved the date, and it's no pun intended, but it will be on March the 15th. For those of you who remember Ides of March, you'll.
Oh, okay.
Dinner theater murder mystery will be on March 15th at the Buckle Banquet Hall.
And thank y'all for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
From the fire department.
Well, thank you for working with us.
I just didn't catch it at the last meeting, so. So much going on.
We're talking about the grant again, aren't we?
Yeah, new business.
Okay, but I'm gonna add one thing about that's related to the park, cause it just came up. The master plan would have been required for a proposal from the town for anything at the park grounds, including the school proposal.
It could have been greater than 300,000.
Exactly, well, that'd be, yeah, if it had been more than 300,000, but, I just wanted to, it wasn't just because of the park not applying, it would still be required for anything that we do that's over 300. But what we're doing does not, you'll see that later when we talk about it. We did.
All right, thank you. Any questions, this group? Well, updates, our engineer, Travis Wilson, and Mark and I are going to Nashville Thursday to meet with the TDEC Commissioner Salyers and seeing what kind of money we can get for the water, wastewater system. Don't know what you can get till you ask. So, we'll be looking at that. That gets us to old business.
Could I ask you under the updates, do you have any update about the columns or the sidewalk repair or posting the signs?
I do not. hopefully soon, we need to put that on the front burner. Old business, second reading, Article 3, Section 3.130, accessory structure. Is everybody aware of that and what we'll be looking at? All right, continued smoke issue, McReynolds family, Alley BBQ.
How are y'all doing tonight?
Good.
So, like we said last meeting, we want to proceed with getting a meter out at our farm and get all this solved. What we would like is, excuse me, Betsy, what we would like is a letter allowing us the right to sublet the meter to our business as the ordinances state is necessary. We also want assurance that the accessory building ordinance will not affect our kitchen out there.
You're outside the city.
Yes, but my understanding is that we have to follow all water ordinances if we're hooked up to water. Is that correct?
And it's gonna be put in Alley BBQ's name, so you won't be subletting it.
No, we don't want it in Alley BBQ's name. Like I've said time and time again, excuse me, Betsy, time and time again, we need it in our personal name and be allowed to sublet it to Alley BBQ.
I think that would, as far as the town's concerned, would be a ball of wax, new ball of worms, I guess.
Well, you kinda already got a ball of worms.
Yeah, we do. But I don't say, what, your feelings of the board? Well, we'll get to that when we get to the regular meeting, I guess. But, I don't see changing that. I don't see changing any of our ordinances to,
I'm not asking you to change your ordinances, I'm just asking you to do what we've already talked about, which is give us the right to sublet it as the ordinances say. There's no ordinance that says we can't get the meter. The only ordinance, what it says is that when we get the meter, that there has to be written consent for us to sublet it to a separate entity, which is our business. Y'all came to us and told us we had to move our barbecue pit.
I don't think so. I think y'all came to us
So
and said you were gonna do that.
No. And the way I remember it is that Billy's ice cream shop down here, and lady across the street came to y'all and complained about our smoke, and y'all came to us, and first you threatened, you Ronnie, said cease and desist. And then, it's on video, I've got it on video. Pretty sure it's on video, I've seen it. And,
You saw the letter?
no, I saw you in person, right here, in that chair, say cease and desist. Then, we finally get something, kind of some civility figured out. And we come back and we're like, well, what if we could solve the problem here and just move our barbecue pit? I think that's something that was brought up. And so we proceeded to try to figure out a way to do that. And I've been given the runaround and the runaround for 6 months now. And honestly, I'm sick and tired of it.
We are too.
I mean, you started it.
We're
I
waiting
think
y'all.
the situation here is.
We've already approved putting the meter in
Right, and I appreciate that.
and what it's gonna cost. And we're waiting for you to say, come in here and fill out the application.
Again, I will not fill out that application until I have written consent. Because otherwise, I would be in violation of your ordinances. 18 something rather dash something rather states that you have to have written consent to sublet a meter on your property.
Alley BBQ, I personally own the property. Alley BBQ, we're with the county. I talked to the county zoning. I own the land. I have to sublet or lease that section of land to Alley BBQ. Well, I need to personally own the meter, or personally pay for the meter, but sublet that meter to Alley BBQ, who is renting from it. Alley BBQ owns nothing. I will own the building. I will, because it's on my land, they're just gonna rent from me. But whenever we read, I think he has the ordinance now, says except with written permission from the town of Belleville. Well, it's, according to, I cannot personally in my name have that meter and sublet it unless I have a written letter from the town saying that I can. And that's what we've been asking for. Y'all are saying it has to go in Alley BBQ's name. I'm saying I can't do that with my personal land, have it in Alley BBQ's name, because Alley BBQ doesn't own the land. I'm gonna be renting it. And so I think it's just it's not a big deal for, y'all said we can have the meter. We need a letter to be able to lease it, or you can rent it to the business, and that gets us out of town. Now, whenever we sign with the town for the water, we signed that we're gonna abide by the town ordinances. Well, if what Ms. Betsy has put before the board about separate buildings or whatever, would apply to us out there as well, even though we're outside of the town, because we have to abide by the rules of the town. I don't know, does that make sense? So I just need something securing that once I install, if it be a portable building with a kitchen in it, or a structure of some sort, that I can actually run the water to it and not get attacked on the back end, in a sense.
Why would it not?
We've done a letter somewhat.
The issue with the letter that was written is it did not allow subletting. It created it where the meter was in Alley BBQ's name, not in our personal name. And then it specifically prohibited subletting to any entity.
I have the letter here, and it does say that we can have a meter in Alley BBQ's name. But down here it says that we cannot sublet, we cannot, let me find it. Second paragraph.
Let me ask you this, Ronnie, how would this new ordinance not apply to us?
I was talking about the structures and stuff, that the water goes everywhere.
I understand that, but the new ordinance that Miss Betsy's presenting about accessory structures, how would it, you said it wouldn't apply to us being outside the city limits, how is that?
It's outside the city limits.
So-
Our planning only deals with stuff inside the city limits.
Even if it deals with water?
No, the water has its own set.
So I'm obliged to follow the ordinances
Yeah.
that are water ordinances, but not this ordinance?
We have to follow Bedford County, whatever they got
Right,
as
but-
far as zoning.
But my understanding is, because this ordinance specifically prohibits a accessory structure with a full kitchen in it, which we're building a full kitchen, and it is, in a way, an accessory structure. So all I'm asking, and if it doesn't matter that we're outside the city limits, then I don't see why it would be an issue to just say, hey, write a letter that says, hey, this doesn't apply to you.
He's talking about like the ordinance that we've been working on, it's not being, the ordinance is not being changed, it's just the wording was made correct, but it all has to do with the municipal zoning ordinance inside the city limits, from what I understand. It would not apply to them since they're outside of it. Any of these ordinances in this book are only for in town, right? Is that
Except for
right?
the water, they go for the whole water system. But you're talking about zoning.
Yes. And that's what this is, that we're voting on here in a minute, is the zoning for in the town. Within the city.
So what y'all working on right now, I've read it, it has a line in it that's, that attaches it to the utility side of things, the water side of things. So if I'm obliged to follow water ordinances, this does apply to me. If you were to go dig deep and try to cut and splice here and there, if I'm a lawyer, I can very well make that apply to somebody outside of town. That's just fact. So all I'm at, if it doesn't apply to me, then it wouldn't be an issue to just say, hey, this does not apply to you, write me a letter that says it doesn't apply to you.
Yeah.
What's
What's
not
the
an
problem
issue.
with that?
If it does apply to me, Miss Betsy, I'm sorry you're having to cough there, but I'm trying to talk. if it does apply to me and you're trying to get around somehow, then that would explain why you don't want to give me a written, write something that says it doesn't apply to me.
Whose name will the water bill be coming
It'll
to?
be in my father's name.
Your father's name.
He owns the land.
He owns the land. And so you won't sublet it to
Well-
Alley 13 barbecue.
Well, just.
We want to have a letter.
Say again?
We want to have a letter that states that he has the right to sublet that meter to another entity. I do not care if it says in there it can't be hooked up to a residence. You can write that in there if you want to. We're not hooking it up to a residence.
This letter y'all sent us does state that we can have the meter, like I stated earlier, but it states this separate meter cannot be used for a separate residence, which is fine, we're not gonna use it for a residence, sublet, or assigned to another person or entity.
What we needed to
I
say
needed to
is that
you
we're
know,
giving you a meter in Jeremy McReynolds' name, and that he has the right to sublet it to another entity. That's all that we need.
which would be Alley Barbecue.
Like we in a conundrum here, don't we?
Ronnie, am I confused? I thought originally the reason for second meter was so that it would be in Alley BBQ's name,
That's what I thought.
and the other one would be in the property owner's name.
Well, there would be 2 meters. They would both be actually in my
2
name.
meters, one for the trailer and one for the kitchen,
Barbecue.
Alley 13 kitchen.
That was my memory.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I understand why it would change.
Well,
We
if
haven't
we,
changed.
if we said it in a way that was confusing or something, we're sorry, but the way that we feel, or we need it to be for our business on our personal property, is that both meters, yes, one of them will go to a rental that I have, the trailer house, one of them will go to Alley Barbecue, but they both need to be in my name, just like my residence meter is in my name. And then I can be able to assign and show on my taxes what each thing is for or is for. Then I can easily show tax purposes, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one, because the land is all in my name. And I'm leasing it or renting it to this, I'm renting it to over here, and that's just the way, for us in business, that's the way we're trying to run our business is properly. We could go out there and put something up and cook and not go through the health inspector. We go out there and not go through the zoning, but in the long run, that doesn't do us any good. We're trying to do things legally and right, and not rush. But we feel like we're being pushed to do things ways that are not really legal in our, legal. Move out there. I gotta talk to Jeremy Williams with the health department. Move out there. I gotta talk to the zoning to change the ag to commercial on a little piece of property. I'm trying to do things legally, and I'm trying to come to y'all and say, this is what I need, and I'm hitting walls.
Can the public ask a question? If allowed? It's not time for public input right now.
Public input. We have a place for that.
Sure, sure.
Okay, we'll get to it in the regular session.
So all we're asking from the board is permission to sublet a meter that is not installed yet, but that needs to be in my personal name, to be able to sublet that. And if it does not apply to us, then just a letter that says that this ordinance for accessory buildings does not apply to us either. And those are the 2 things we're asking for. That's it.
Y'all heard the request, we're moving on. Get the regular business part. On old business, Annie Rooney is sick tonight, she will not be here. So we're moving on to new business, Friends of Historic School. You wanna reiterate what you were saying about that?
The grant application was submitted on behalf of the town of Bell Buckle. The mayor gave me written authority to do that. I attached that to that application. We had to enroll as an entity with the state, was recognized by the state. So they have your data and our data on this application. At least the inside that envelope is a ID number for that application. So if you wanna go back and look at it. This was the preliminary intent to apply. Come April, there'll be a big application, and we've got a lot of legwork that's gotta be done between now and then. South Central Tennessee, as I understand it, is going to be assisting the town and us with getting all the paraphernalia and legwork attachments that have to be submitted with that. What our intent is to apply for the grant to get a full set of architect plans, and bid those out sometime spring, late, or summer, fall, so that we're ready for the next grant cycle next year, which would be January 26, to try to go full bore with the actual renovation. The master plan would have to be submitted with that, because that obviously would be greater than $300,000. The letter the mayor was gracious to give us said that we're requesting $100,000. 50 of that Friends is going to provide, and hopefully the state will provide the other 50, and we can get those. We've got a bid for 4 major components of the plans. It's not including civil engineering or geotechnical engineering. Those will have to come outside of that. We've got a bid for about $61,000 for that part already. Then we do geotechnical and surveying, that kind of thing, outside of that. But I think we can get hopefully 3 good bids out of that, so that we know what we're up against if we go full bore with that.
You had to have it in by noon today,
Had to have it in by noon today.
but I still wanted the board to vote on this, to do this, and partner with them, and they provide matching funds, okay? They'll be calling for a vote on that, to approve that.
Is it gonna be too late for y'all since?
They've already sent it in.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, I
I just want-
misunderstood,
I just
thank
want
you.
the board to cover it. Any questions about that? Public input?
I have a question, about the alley, situation. It's kind of a question for y'all, but just to have it out loud. This has caused so much stress and strain in our community, and there's something that just doesn't make sense with it. So how is it any different, well, I'll speak to the board, but how is it any different for a tap to be in Alley's name than any other tenant anywhere else in the town, out of the town, who gets a tap and an account in their name? I've never leased from someone that they paid my water. I know that happens sometimes, but in every situation I've ever had, the lease for the tap was in my name as a tenant, and that's the way that the ordinance reads, is that an entity can't lease it to someone else without the town's approval. Sure, that's fine, that's what y'all are saying, but y'all are asking for the thing that requires the exception, and I don't understand why you're asking for that, and it could have just been done, it seems like, because it's not improper and it's not illegal for an entity who does not own the property or the facility to have a utility in their name. It's done all the time, all throughout the place. So it's something that it's not being spoken about why there's an issue. It's not just that people are being pig-headed. I don't understand any reason why they are requiring an exception for commonplace, or for something that doesn't need to be that way. The other way is more commonplace than what's being requested. And so I just like that to be addressed, because I don't think I'm alone in this, that we just want it done, just over, resolved. And I don't
May I
understand why
answer?
there's still a fight.
May I answer a question? May I answer? May I answer her, Mayor?
Yes.
With all due respect, we don't have to do any of this. We have been asked by this board and the people of this town to move out of town. We don't have to, we have a dadgum business permit that this town issued us.
I believe your son also just said that it
Excuse
was
me,
their,
I'm not finished.
well, that's not accurate though, it's a calling out
Excuse me.
inaccuracy.
It's not inaccurate.
Y'all said that you wanted to move, you
Let's
said
have
an
one at
option
a- one at
was
a
to
time.
move out.
It is an option.
No.
Well,
We have
that's
the
also-
option to stay where we're at and tell, effectively say, we're not gonna do what y'all asked us to do, what y'all told us we need to do, and take it to court, whatever needs to be done, to stay right where we're at, and to defend our rights and the rights of the, I believe, 23 other businesses that got run out of town for one reason or another. We're trying to smooth this over, be a community here by doing what the town has asked us, even though we have every right to stay right where we're at and keep on smoking.
So we must do our absolute due diligence to protect our family.
In our business and our property.
So just because it might not be
But it might-
commonplace,
It might not be the way you wanna run your business.
But can you explain why you saying it's bad, it's not the way you wanna do your business, how does it hurt you?
Why
Why is
that
it-
your
why is it
business?
your business?
Well, because you're tearing our town up.
I'm
Oh,
not
These
talking
common
about-
things.
Come on now.
I'm not,
I have a little trouble hearing him, and I can't hear four people talking at the same time.
what she was saying
is
is
that,
blaming us for tearing up the town. I don't think we're doing that. We're running our business, and the town, or some of the people of the town, are running our business down.
But
We're just trying to have a business and build in a town that seems to not want us here. And now are asking us to move to our personal property, build something for our business on our personal property, telling us how to run our business on our personal property. And we are trying to do that in a way that protects our family, our business, our property. And to be, attacked in a town meeting by somebody who has no say in how to run our business, I don't think is right.
can I
Wait,
speak?
hang on, in your statement that this board told you to move it, it did not do it. This board has never told you to move it. We have tried to give you suggestions that you might pursue.
Right,
But
the
this
town,
board never told you to move that to your farm. You might,
I have it
part
on
of what you
recording.
wanna hear, but we didn't tell you to do that.
I do have video of statements made that were telling us to move outside of town like the cafe did at one point in time.
And this board told you to do it.
Yes, sir,
So-
y'all did.
So let me ask Mr. Ronnie, if we stay right where we're at and we keep on smoking and we cook 7 days a week, all hours of the day, and we build our business right where it's at, is this board gonna have any problem with that?
You will, according to the ordinances we have on the books, you'd be in violation of the ordinance.
So you are telling us to quit cooking where we're at?
I haven't got to that point yet.
Well, I'm making that point right now, cause you just
You may
said,
be, but I'm not.
How long
How
I,
long we gonna go on?
Ronnie, come on. I've worked with you, I've worked for you, I have a lot of respect for you. And every time I come up in here, and I hate it, but every time, I'm talking public input. Every time I come
But
up
I'm
in
gonna
here,
interrupt you. Is that your attorney sitting behind you?
I don't know if that's
I'm
one of
an
your
attorney.
business.
You're the attorney?
Yes, sir.
And you've talked to our attorney,
I've talked to Mr. Goodman.
okay.
We're working on a resolution.
I think
I'd
y'all,
like to be able to speak to Mr. Goodman about that. And additionally, I came here primarily to observe, not to make commentary like I'm now doing. I really think that, yes, everybody should wait. Give us a week or two. Me and Mr. Goodman can probably work something out.
I wanna tell you that this board has made every effort to work with the rentals in order for them to pursue their business and make a
Outside of
living
town.
and be in the ordinance, within the ordinance. So if you and Mr. Goodman will, to do that and come back with something, I and this board would appreciate it.
Well, I want the McReynolds family to appreciate my work on that too. So if it, I'm asking y'all to be a little bit patient. I haven't had much time on this. I only saw the problem last week. So, if I can get some time from both parties, that'd be helpful.
We're gonna leave it right there. Andrew.
Okay, Ron.
Any more public input?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
They said that they got the business permit to be able to be here from the board in the town. Is that correct?
Is that correct? They have
I didn't hear what she said.
a business permit to operate?
They did get a business permit.
Okay. Why did they get approved to come in if there was a smoke ordinance and it was going to cause an issue? Why not bring that to their attention when they applied and say, hey, we have this ordinance that as a barbecue shop is going to make it challenging or impossible for your shop to operate? If that was the mistake of the board to allow them to come in and operate a business not in alignment with an ordinance, it feels like you're putting it all on them to create a solution when it was the board's mistake, potentially in the first place, to allow them to come in, which I don't believe is fair on them.
I think we've left it with the attorneys to come to some resolution and bring it back to this board, so that will probably cover all that too.
Very good
Anything else?
question.
Getting the regular meeting. Minutes from the previous month. Is there a motion?
I make a motion, we accept the minutes from the previous month.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Financial reports. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the financial reports.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Next thing down is under old business, I believe. Second reading, Article 3, Section 3.130, accessory structures. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve that.
Is there a second?
I second.
Is there any discussion?
I would sort of echo what you said earlier. This, no accessory structure has a separate utility meter, is only within the town of Bell Buckle, will not involve Alley BBQ or anybody outside of the city of Alley. Correct?
From what I understand, is that for water? Something to do with.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. And, next thing, for the vote, call for a vote is, the partner with, Friends of Historic Level School to put in a grant for, a recreation grant for them. In the amount of $100,000 with the Friends of the School putting the matching part up. Is there a motion?
I'll move the passage of the.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So ordered. That concludes the business. Then is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye. Opposed,